everybody, it is Julie. Welcome back to my channel. I am here with a very fun Top 5 Wednesday. This is the top 5 books or series that I want to get to in 2017. I did want to do an individual video for my reading goals for 2017, and that will still be coming up a little bit later. Let's get into it. I'm going to tell you all about what I cannot wait to get into in 2017. For all of these series, my plan is to marathon through them. So once I start a series, I'm going to stick with that series until it's done. So my goal is not to pick up like book 1 of this series, book 1 of that series, and then like work my way through all of them. I'm going to read an entire series. I'm going to binge read the whole dang thing. I feel like I just want to immerse myself in one particular world. I've been reading a lot of books lately and jumping from world to world. So I really want to just like dive into one hardcore. So that's what I'm going to be doing for these books. That's my game plan. So let's start off with the one that has been weighing most heavily on me, and that's because I have a ton of books in this series, and that is the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. I do have the Assassin's Blade, which is the novellas that come as like a prequel to these stories, so I will be reading that as well, but I do have the entire collection of books up on my shelf. I have everything from Assassin's Blade to Throne of Glass all the way through Empire of Storms. So I have all of the books that are currently published on my shelf, and I have read none of them. So this is priority number 1 on my shelf for 2017. I want to read this series. I'm pretty sure I might be one of the last people to read this series. Actually, it might be true for almost all of these series, but I really am excited to dive into this world. I've heard really good things about it, so I'm very excited to see what this has in store for me in 2017. Next up are the books that don't actually make a full face like you think they should, and then they definitely don't, which is weird, right? Lux Beginnings is a bind-up of the first 2 books, which I believe is Obsidian and Onyx, and Lux Consequences is a bind-up of books 3 and 4, which is Opal and Origin, and then there is a 5th book, which I don't have yet. This is a series by Jennifer L. Armentrout that I know is very popular. I have read her, I think it was like a Gargoyle series, and I read through that really quickly and enjoyed it. It was just a light, fun read. So I'm excited to get into these, even though they're like behemoths. I'm excited to see what that's all about. So that is on my list as well. Next up is a series that I am very excited about and also a little bit nervous about, and that is the Grisha trilogy by Leigh Bardugo. You guys know, read Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom and absolutely fell in love with the Grishaverse. Fell in love with Leigh's writing. I've heard people say that they like those books better than these, so I'm a little bit nervous that I might have started off with her best work, but as a writer grows and writes, they get better and better. But I do really look forward to getting back into that universe and getting another glimpse into the Grishaverse, and I know that this gives you a completely different perspective, a completely different feel and view of the actual Grisha magical world. So I'm very excited to get into that side of this universe, and I miss it. I miss it a lot, so I know it's going to be different than Kaz and the Crew and the Dregs, but I am really looking forward to getting back into that. So that is Shadow and Bone, Siege and Storm, and Ruin and Rising, and I will be diving into these. And next up is the Mistborn trilogy by Brandon Sanderson. I actually have not opened this. It's still sealed up, and I'm going to give this as a gift to somebody. It's been on my shelf for a while now, and I did order the UK versions, the big white covered versions from Book Depository, which I just am more attracted to. I feel like I'll pick those up a little bit more happily than these. The print on these is so small. It's on that really thin Bible page just to get that much into these books because they are very long books. And in this version, I'm just not likely to pick them up because it's harder to read. It's a little bit straining on the eyes. So I'm going to give this as a gift to somebody, and I am going to read the new ones that are coming in that will be in a haul soon because purchasing problems. I could have asked for them for Christmas, right? Like I had to go and buy them myself. Very excited to get into this series in particular because I've heard such wonderful things about Brandon Sanderson's writing. I've not read anything by him yet. I know that this has a very interesting magic system where they have to consume metals to be able to do their magic. And I've heard that the world building is really cool. So I'm just really looking forward to getting into this series that seems to be a YouTube favorite. Like all of these are, and I have not gotten into any of them yet. So it's time. The last series that I am looking forward to getting into is one that the covers don't appeal to me. I don't know anything about the storyline at all. and I feel like I'm okay with that. I don't really want to go looking up reviews or looking into it very much, but I have seen this all over BookTube, and I'm very, very excited to get into it. And that is the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy. So this is by Laini Taylor, and this is Daughter of Smoke and Bone, Days of Blood and Starlight, Dreams of Gods and Monsters. These covers don't do anything for me. The primary colors aren't really working for me. The masked faces on the front of the covers do not draw me in at all. I've seen other cover art for these books, but this was the box set that I picked up, and I don't know. I think that might be why I haven't really picked it up yet, is that I've heard these good things, but then I look at it and it just doesn't appeal to me visually. But I am very, very excited to get into that series. So that's my top 5 series that I want to get into in 2017 that I am determined to finish for the year. It's a lot of books already right there, but hey, I had a 20 book monthly wrap up that if you haven't seen yet, I will link up above. So it's not outside of the realm of possibility here. What I think I might do is add in some standalones or single books in between these to kind of give myself a break, let myself decompress from one world between one world and the next. But I am very, very much looking forward to these reads for 2017 because they all sound fantastic. So I know I have a lot of amazing reading in front of me for 2017. I hope you've enjoyed this Top 5 Wednesday. If you did, be sure to give me a thumbs up, click subscribe, comment down below, and let me know what your top 5 books or series that you want to read this year are. And I will see all of you in my next video.